The following audio is via a Skype call.
Get ready for Mystic Living Radio, deep spiritual wisdom, practical advice with EJ, Eliyahu, Jian. This mystical Kabbalist, spiritual advisor, coach, and teacher ignites the airwaves with dynamic engagement, rational conversations, and special techniques to chart your soul's path. Known for his keen sense of humor, contagious smile, and extensive esoteric wisdom, EJ translates deep spiritual wisdom into practical advice to empower you to live your happiest, most fulfilled existence. During this hit show, you experience a deeper understanding of yourself, unveil past life mistakes, and remove blockages to cultivate a truly fulfilling future. Now, here are your dynamic hosts on Mystic Living Radio.
Oh, wow, that's so good. Hi, I'm Dr. Pat.
Hi, I'm Eliyahu Jian.
Eliyahu, Jian, you're kidding.
Yeah.
Wow, and you all are tuning in to Mystic Living Radio. Today's show is super important. I get to co-host this show with Eliyahu, and here's the bottom line to this show today. I have been so looking forward. You ready for the topic? Fasten your seatbelt. Don't hide behind spirituality. Use spirituality. Everyone wants to believe. We want to believe in Jesus, but do we actually want to act like him? So we're becoming a group of believers, but how are we doing on becoming transformers? The importance of meditation, meditation, meditation. You're going to find out today from EJ what that means. And this is not just him coming on here and talking with me about, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. No. EJ is a man of action. He is also someone that is so deeply, deeply spiritual. It goes beyond anything that I could say. He's created a special meditation course, which you're going to hear about. We're going to tell you how you can find out more about it. But this is the thing I think you should know about today's show. And that is that when we look at our lives and we think about how to show up, what is it we should know about spirituality? Please, please, please fasten your seatbelts and get ready for a fabulous show. Now, for those of you that are thinking, wait a minute, this sounds like this is going to be cool. You may want to know that for nearly 3 decades, EJ has been building men and women to strengthen their relationships, improve their businesses, and embrace a healthier lifestyle with connecting to higher power and purpose. But here's what I love. This is a show about your personal empowered success. That's what this amazing individual does. He will get you from point A to point B faster than you can shake a stick. Today's show, are you ready to get all in about being spiritual in the world? EJ, what a great show. What a great topic.
Thank you. Thank you so much for doing it together with me and guiding me. This is amazing. I'm so excited.
So good. Listen, I want to talk with you about this because, you know, it took me longer than a lot of people to figure out that there was something that I had to do. And, you know, it was more than just believing, so to speak. I had to show up. Tell us about this, because a lot of times we think we don't have to do anything in the world. We just have to kind of be. But we have to act, don't we?
We do. You know, it's like, I will give everybody a simple example. Many times you go on Sunday to church and you get so excited from the sermon because you just went through some, I don't know, relationship issue, health issue, business issue, and all of a sudden the priest, the rabbi, the whoever gives the sermon, get you excited, get you going, make you connect to you. It's all synchronized, it's all amazing. You have tears on your eyes. You're holding the Bible in the right hand. And everybody is like looking at you and loving you, and you love everybody, and you get out of the church, and there is a little person who's actually speaking not nice to you, and after he's speaking not nice to you, he's asking you for charity, and you say, no way, you just abused me. No, there is no connection between what I just happened to me within the church, synagogue, or whatever you go to pray or meditate, but nothing. Basically, I was just experiencing my own little ego, which I call my ego sometimes spiritual ego. That's how I call it.
Yeah.
And I didn't really change. I didn't really transform. Because the truth of the matter is I was experiencing something that relates to me. Whatever it is, some people get excited for money.
Yeah.
Some people get excited from God. It's not so far away as people think. Many people who get close to religion or spirituality many times hide there. They're not really acting spiritually. They're just dressing with spirituality. And it doesn't matter if you have a big cross or big yarmulke or you pray 5 times a day. The bottom line, are you acting like those prophets that you believe in? Those of you who believe in Moses, or those of you who believe in Jesus, or those of you who believe in Buddha. It's very nice to believe in these things. Go do your yoga, your Buddha, your Islam, your whatever it is. The bottom line, at the end of the day, when nobody sees you, are you acting right, or are you want to look like you're acting right? And that's what spirituality is all about. A connection to the divine, to God, to the angels, is always available. But those angels, those forces up there, need only one thing from us, that we will learn to be spiritual, not just for the show business, even we are now on a radio or TV, whatever we are, we need to start acting for real. And I believe that a moment of meditation alone and a moment of meditation with a group, both of them, are super important for you, because when you meditate, you get in touch with yourself. But the difference in the meditation that I offer, it's not just how to love your ego a little bit more. It's to get into a place that you're looking inside and say, Master of the world, God in heaven, the angels above, help me. Help me to get a better person tomorrow. Help me to become more generous. Help me to become more patient. When you get out of the church and you see that poor man who cursed you, then ask you for a piece of bread,
Yeah.
then you understand it's a test. You understand that the divine, the angels are helping you to become a better man. But if all what you want is to experience something that your ego wants to experience, unfortunately, we know what happened in the last 2,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe technology is better today, but there is only bloodshed and destruction in the name of religion and also in the name of spirituality, because we are not working truly on ourselves deep enough to change the ego, to change that inner ego that's going to go away. The jealousy got to go away. We got to drop the ego down a little bit, So that's what I want to say.
Well, what we're doing is, and listen, what I hear you talk about is something that some of us grew up with, if I might say. And that is, you can have a belief and you can have a faith and you can have a practice and you can pray. But I'll tell you, I grew up in a family that kind of had a big mishmash of spiritual, religious beliefs. But the one thing that, my mom would tell us all, she would say to us girls, honey, you know what? You can do all the praying you want, but the way that you show up in life is going to be the determinant for you. And she would say, you could sit here and hold a thought or wish good things in the world, but she'd say, what are you doing? What are you doing when you're out there? And that's what she instilled in us girls, for sure. And, this is what I think we're talking about today, is we can sit and talk about transformation. You and I, we could have a great time. We can talk about transformation. But the question is, at the end of the day, when I look back at my day, I ask myself, what have I been called to do, and have I done it? Isn't that part of this, EJ, right?
Yeah. That's all about. And I would like to make a confession here. I think if I will make a confession, maybe everybody will open up. No, it's important.
Okay.
When I was in Florida, I had to give a lecture on one of those fancy yachts. I had to do a meditation on a fancy yacht, and some of the people were famous and wealthy and from the news. I get a little nervous,
Yeah.
After all, I'm Israeli with my accent, the all American there. So as I'm parking the car, I see my son who came with me. He was 4, and I see him crying. I said, "Why are you crying?" He said, "I didn't like the way that you spoke to Ima, to my wife, on the way there." I said, "What do you mean?" Say, "I heard you and Ima were fighting about the spot for parking." Say, "Yes, we had an argument." "Why are you crying? Why does it bother you so much?" He say, and that's my son being 5 years old.
Yeah.
And he said to me, "Well, I heard you're about to give some meditation and spirituality, and here you are, cannot even be spiritual to your own wife." And that shook me. And I went on my knee and I looked into his eyes and I said, "What should I do?"
Yeah.
He said, "I want you to mention before your meditation on those fancy yachts what just happened." I said, "I can't do it. That's my business. People think of me as a guru. People think of me holy." He said, then I will not forgive you. I said, "Okay, then I'm going to do that, son." So I'm going to get to the yacht, and I'm so nervous to go ahead to start like that, the meditation and the lecture. We're going into the ocean, beautiful evening. It was winter time, like the ocean is pretty good. Florida, Boca Raton. And I look at the people, I say, "Listen, guys, I'm going to start a little bit unusual. And I would like to confess that I didn't behave so nice to my wife. I was not patient. I was not kind. And I would like to apologize to my wife in front of everybody." And I thought people would tell me, "Okay, let's park back the boat and we find another teacher, another guru." People actually clapped their hands, stood up, started crying with me. Stop crying with me. It's because we're all human. And it's okay to do a mistake. But it's not okay not to believe that you can do a mistake. Which means every person has to look inside and say, "Did I change from yesterday to today? Did I change? And how am I going to be in the next 5 years?" If in the next 5 years from today, whatever you do spiritually, religion, health-wise, is not going to help you, then stop doing it and choose something else. Whatever it is, as you said before, Dr. Pat, I'm practical. And because I'm practical, I tell people, if what you do practically right now make your life better tomorrow, then continue. But if what you do right now is just massaging your ego, then it's about time to stop. Because we got to do something that makes us a better human being. This universe is not looking very pretty right now. Nowhere. There is no leadership. Every leader just wants the chair. There is a problem. We're suffering from a problem. But it's not the leader problem. It's us, the people, who are not trying to apply spirituality. It's very, very important that we will understand it. And when we get that point, everything starts to change. Because in the end of the day, when push comes to shove, in the end of the day, it's all about one thing: human dignity, love the neighbor as thyself, and meditate to get to that level. Meditate. Whatever you do, and meditation is not complicated. You just need to breathe, inhale, exhale slowly, look inside, and say to yourself, "Eliyahu, are you becoming a better person? And what is that you want to overcome?" I believe this is the goal of humanity.
Yeah. And for those of you just tuning in, what I want to say is, Eliyahu, Jian joining me here today. This is one of an entire series of Mystic Living Radio with EJ, but this is an important message for our time. And, EJ, this is what I love about speaking with you, because when we have a topic like today, and you're going to hear from others, it's not just about talking about it. Eliyahu has created a way for anybody listening to this show to be able to take the meditation course, so that what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to learn how to create, because that's what this is about. And I'm not just talking about creation from a thinking point of view, but create abundance in your life, create good deeds in your life, create ways for you to show up in the world, create amazing relationships of your life. And how do we know this? He has worked one-on-one with people and with groups, and helped them get to a place to define their own success, define their own levels of empowerment, and go out in the world and do great things. That's what this is about. That's what this show is about. For those of you, I want you to just take a visit to vitaltransformation.org. And when you go there, you're going to see the meditation class that I'm talking about. Also, Transformation Talk Radio has a link to it. It's important for you to take a look at signing up and registering this for now. We'll also make sure you know how to register through Eventbrite as well, because for like 5,000 years, prophets, leaders, people were talking to gods and angels. They've been doing it. But what was the ancient art of meditation about? What is it about communicating with God, with angels, with spirits, that helps guide us in a way where we're not going to waste a whole lot of time trying to figure it out? EJ, we spend a lot of time trying to figure things out that meditation could literally guide us to.
I will give just example.
Okay.
Every day has its own frequency. Our body actually, to be more exact, is the bloodstream in our body is the bridge between the body and the soul. Now, the blood cell, the white blood cell, the red blood cell, is actually, people didn't discover it yet. I mean, the science didn't discover it yet, but it's almost like billions of antennas that communicate with the outside world and the inside world. Within the health of your body, how healthy you're going to be depends on your blood health. Now, the Bible calls the blood nefesh. Nefesh is in the lower part of the soul. So, for example, every day has a sound. For example, Sunday is now because we are Tuesday as a sound is called that's a sound. So those of you who are capable, for example, to say your name, okay? So, for example, if I say Dr. Pat, okay, so your name will be you have to divide the letter, that's the 3 letters, your name, of course, and you're going to do so. If you're able to mention this in your mind for 10 times, you're activating the blood in your body. And then when you do another 10 times, you're activating the spirit outside of your body to start guiding you and helping you. And then when you relax and breathing, what will happen? You will be able to get into that place that you are fully connected to your soul. Now, our soul, we have souls of kings and queens, all of us. There is a reason why we want to have ego. The reason why we want to have ego is not because we want to be better. It's because ego, and that's the trick, want to make sure that we think we're small, and that's why we want to be accepted and more important by other people. But if you think of yourself that you're already there, you don't need to impress people. You don't need to take from people. So the meditation that I just mentioned, which is very simple, it's not complicated. Just today, for example, is the sound is oh. So if you take my name, Eliyahu, which is kind of long, all right? So you do the Aleph, the O, and Lo, and you take every letter with that sound, and you repeat it in your mind. And everybody who's not driving, try it right now, and you will see while you're breathing how it's relaxing your body, your heart rate, and also your spirit. So remember, every day, and I will reveal the secret of everyday sound and frequency. And then what it will do, it will allow you to go back so far in time that you can give birth to yourself. Because some of us, because of the father and mother, the sperm and the egg created us physically. What happened if the mother was angry at that day? What happened if the mother was depressed? What happened if the father was not into the mom and he was just looking at other women or other people, and he came home and they just did it, a sexual act, give birth to a child. Now, what kind of child are we? We are a creation of some temptation mixed with depression. What do we do then? We can't change it because it's in our DNA. But there is a way to change it. And the way to change it is basically go back in time to that seed level of creation and recreate yourself. I think, for me, it's fascinating, and I hope it's fascinating for everybody else. I mean, I really love the idea that we can change ourselves from the roots. What do you think about it?
I love it, because the bottom line is that we want to be able to create the lives that we truly desire. And, one of the things I know, and I want to get back to the way we started the show for a minute, because, you're talking about the way my mom would talk about Jesus. And one of the things that I loved growing up was I had a really interesting blend of different religions and spiritual practices. And they weren't always aligned with each other. But the bottom line with my mom and the way that she taught us kids was we have to be of good deeds in the world. And she said it in her own way. But her favorite quote, and by the way, I didn't even know where this came from, just to tell you, until like way later. She would say, faith without works is dead. And I never understood it. She would say it like EJ with this southern drawl. So she would say like, hey girls, honey, faith without works is dead. And for years, I thought she was saying faith without works is death. So that's what I thought it was. But what it came to mean for me and the way that she helped us, she said, if you want to be successful in life, Pat, you have to not only have a practice of what you want to believe in God, higher power, angels, but you actually have to do something.
Wow.
I know.
Very.
And it took me a really long time. But what you help people do, Eliyahu, what you help people do is you help them get from where they are to where they want to go quicker than anyone can even imagine. And we're actually going to talk about that. But the meditation course, which I just posted on social media, this is an ancient art. It was used to communicate. It was used to get guidance. Why do we believe today that we don't have the power or our ability that the ancient prophets and leaders have? Why do we believe that we can't do this?
It's a great question. This question has been mentioned in a book that was written 2,000 years ago. They asked that question about miracle making. They asked the question, can we resurrect the dead? Can we walk on water? Can we heal people? And the idea is the light of God, according to my belief system, to what I believe, can cure and pure everybody. And it doesn't matter what the person goes through, the light of God will guide them and will help them. Now, the problem is sometimes we have something that the Kabbalists call masach. Masach means a curtain in English. That curtain is something that we're creating by disturbing and allowing God to flow freely through our body and through our soul. The soul itself wants to do miracles, and once there is a masach, a curtain, then that flow of energy has to wait outside. It's almost like we are not inviting the doctor in, but we still want him to save the patient. And that's what the problem is. So we have the power to heal people, and we have the power to heal ourselves. But we have to do two things. First, we have to do action, like your mom said.
Yeah.
And second, we have to do that meditation. Now, why action? Why action of goodness are so important? And I will explain it. I hope I will not be too complicated. And I do the best I can to explain. There is two forces of energy coming from God. Try to imagine that there is a force of energy coming from above to below, and it's almost like a shape of the pyramid, meaning we are sitting in the bottom of the pyramid, like in Egypt, and the light is coming down, and there is the energy that's coming from the individual towards the divine. So the first one, we call it direct light or direct blessing, and the second one called reflecting blessing. Most of us enjoy direct blessing, but there is a problem with direct blessing. Direct blessing is usually what destroys us. People who born beautiful, rich, famous, what else? Everything else. This is called a direct blessing. So if they can share it back, they cannot reflect it back, it will be exactly what will destroy them. Exactly. The same area how they born, that's the same area how they're going to get destroyed. So the reason we cannot create miracles because our reflecting energy is lower than our receiving energy. If you want to receive 10 and you want to share 9, exactly 1 or 10% of your energy will be blocked. But if you would like to reflect everything that you've been giving, then you always will have more, and whoever will be in touch with you will have miracles. I tell all my followers and I tell all my students, if by being next to me, your life don't get better, you don't blame yourself, blame me. It's me to blame, it's your teacher to blame, because your teacher needs to get better for your life to get better. That's what I believe. And it's not just a myth or something I want to say to people so I can attract them in. I'm seriously telling them that I'm giving people maximum 3 years of transformation and minimum is 6 months. I believe between 6 months, your life has to change after 6 months when you're working with me. After 3 years, if your life is not changing, I'm not the right person for you. I don't believe in waiting too long. It's not fair for the people. They're spending time with me. They're spending money. All of those things is not fair. I know that many people like followers. They want people to follow them. But why? Why would you want a 6th finger on your palm if you don't need it? Why do you need another arm? You want to help people that you can help. So going back to your question, why can we help people like the prophet used to do? Why can we fly? Why we can go through walls? Well, we have the ability inside of us, but we need to do two things. One, we have to remove that curtain, that ego. And second, we have to find an act of goodness.
Yes. Yes.
Act of goodness, or at least preventing acts of evil. There's two choices you can do every day. Either do one good thing, or either prevent yourself from doing something evil. Now, something evil doesn't have to be killing or stealing.
No.
Something evil can be anger or jealousy. So that's my answer for your question.
Well, and we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we've got somebody waiting to join in on the conversation. But you're right. When my mom said do good deeds, she didn't give us a lot of instruction, but when we did them, she pointed out that we did, and that's how we learned. We learn by doing. And, you set up a platform that not only helps people understand where they are, where they want, where they could go, but you also help them get there. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we have a very special guest joining the show. We'll be right back.
The leaves come down from autumn trees. You are in these golden parts of me, flowing wild and free.
If you're one of the millions of Americans suffering from anxiety, you probably know how powerless and out of control this emotion can make you feel. This is why it is so important to remember that anxiety is created by your mind, which means that you can learn to use your mind to uncreate it. Hello, my name is Dr. Friedman Schaub. My award-winning book, The Fear and Anxiety Solution, provides you with a step-by-step breakthrough process to understand and resolve the root causes of your anxiety and build a solid foundation of confidence and inner peace. If you're ready to take your power back, visit thefearandanxietysolution.com. That's thefearandanxietysolution.com, or call 866-903-6463. That's 866-903-MIND.
Isn't it time to put your health first, to give yourself the gift of whole body wellness? What if embracing unconditional love and self-care was the first step to wellness? Could you honor that for yourself? My name is Audrey Michelle, host of Rewired Life Radio and the author of Rewired Life, A Journey to Untangle Chronic Pain and Endometriosis. In my book, I share how I healed from 17 years of chronic pain and disease. Get your signed copy at audreymichelle.com/book, spelled MICHEL.com/book.
Are you struggling in a relationship and deeply craving some tools and support to get things back on track? Do you crave having a loving, compassionate relationship with Mr. Right, but always seem to pick Mr. Wrong? Well, Sarah Luce can help. She's created a 4-week online course starting September 28th that will teach you how to shift your energy and behavior to have new transformative outcomes. And you're going to get a personal one-on-one session with Sarah to ensure you get powerful, personal results. Sign up today at sarahluce.com.
Known for his keen sense of humor, contagious smile, and extensive esoteric wisdom, EJ translates deep spiritual wisdom into practical advice to empower you to live your happiest, most fulfilled experience. Mystic Living Radio, Deep Spiritual Wisdom, Practical Advice with EJ, Eliyahu, Jian. This hit show delivers profound experiences for all who want to live life to their deepest desires. Tune in monthly for Mystic Living Radio. Learn more by visiting vitaltransformation.org.
How would you like increased health and vitality? How would you like to avoid the onset of disease as well as slow the aging process? This is all possible through a simple, safe, and natural process. Every day we are either moving toward wellness or away from wellness.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. I'd like to be your partner in achieving optimal health. Contact me now at maryjanemack.com or call 425-392-0659. Visit maryjanemack.com.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. For those of you out there, I want to make sure you get the right website and information, vitaltransformation.org. The other thing that I want to say is we've been talking about an upcoming meditation course. And for those of you out there, most of you think, oh, meditation, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. But here's the deal. This course is a course that helps all of you out there not just tap in to meditation and how to use these mystical tools, but more importantly, I believe it activates an action within you that you can then use every day for the rest of your life. And so I want to make sure that you know that vitaltransformation.org, you're going to see it. I just posted this on social media as well. And for many of you out there, it's a 4-week course, and Eliyahu is going to guide you meditation to use mystical tools that have been used for thousands of years. Now, having said that, we wanted to bring on someone that has had firsthand experience of everything we're talking about today. Because remember, I said this is not just a show about talking, it's a show about doing. And we've got a very special guest joining us, Steve. Steve, thank you so much for joining on the show today. First of all, great to have you here. Love that you're joining us. And there's a very specific reason you're here today, because you too know the power of this, don't you? Welcome.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for having me here today. I just want to start by, I don't normally have the opportunity to thank my teacher in front of other people. So I've been working with Eliyahu for 12 years now, and I came from a background where I went through school teaching. Teachers didn't really impress me, didn't have much respect, and at this moment I have more respect for this man. He's changed my life and my business and my relationships with everything, and it's just an amazing journey, and we're continuing. We're just continuing. We just started mixing. You know, he always talks about the pot and the mixing, and we're going around and cooking. So we're cooking, and it's a great thing.
Well, one of the things I said, and I wanted you to talk about this, is, you know, one of the things I love about Eliyahu is that Eliyahu is this thing. This is about getting people in action, right? Through everything he knows. And he knows a lot. Like during the break, I was telling him about my mom, and he says, your mom is here. Why? Because that is also part of his gift, right? I want you to talk a little bit about success and the trajectory of your life and where you were and what's changed in it.
Yes. The first time, talking about myself, right?
Yeah.
Or Eliyahu? Yes. Okay. So the first time Eliyahu came to my office in my business, we sat down, and I sat down behind my desk, and he was on the other end, and he was asking me some things, and then he said, you didn't even hear one word that I said. And he was right. You know, I was all full of ego. I'm an Aries, and my ego at that time was like through the sailing, and I didn't hear one word he said. And we laugh about it now, you know, going back so many years, but it's barely been from baby steps all the way up to where I am now. And the things that I've learned through him, I can't even tell unless I'm telling the story, because I don't even realize what they are. So there's so many things, but the first thing that he helped me with is my relationship with my wife, and learning how to respect a woman. And we've gone back on past experiences where I realized maybe that I didn't treat certain people the way I should have. So we go back and correct that, and then we go forward. So it's been an amazing, amazing time to do that. Look introvertedly and see how you can correct those things. Done it with my business. I mean, my business principles went from wanting to make money to using Kabbalah in the business, where I look at it as three different tiers in my business. I look at it as we have to take care of the worker, we have to take care of the customer, and we have to take care of the company at the same time. So if any of those get mixed up and you make too much money and you don't take care of the customer, or you don't take care of the worker, it gets tilted, and then you don't have a business. So I treat my employees the best I can in the environment that they have to work in, and I also treat my customers with my utmost whatever we could do for them. And I'm in the same business for 41 years.
Wow.
So, I haven't changed my way. And greatest part of all the transformation that I've done through Eliyahu is he's always opened up my desire. Okay, so I had always a big desire, but he challenged me on many, many occasions, correct? You know, and so he would say to me, how old are you? I'll never forget the story. He says, how old are you? And I told him, he says, look at me, so you're done? And then I looked back, and that was a changing moment in my life. That's all he had to do. That's the only thing he had to say to me. And from that moment on, it was like, I'm going to show you. You opened up my desire. I'm going to show you what I can really do. So we're after 41 years, we're in a position now of consulting and trying to work with other franchisees. I'm in the franchise business, trying to help them. at the same time wanting to make money. One of the other things we've always learned, and from the very beginning, that why I love Kabbalah and Eliyahu was that he always taught me to want everything. You know, if I would say, okay, I want $3 million, it's like, why didn't you want $5 billion? What are you going to do with the $3 million? You know, so his desire was always drive the best cars, take care of everything, you know, and in proper time, but take care of your people along the way. So for me, I live it right now. Kabbalah is my life. I don't like the praying aspect of religion and going into the religiosity, but I definitely learned a lot of principles that I use every single day in my life with my family, my daughters, and my workers. It's been amazing.
Yeah. And I want to ask you this, and Eliyahu, I want you to chime in here. One of the things I love is people don't know. I'm sorry, EJ, we're going to talk about you right now. So just be patient with us, okay? If you don't mind, just be a little patient. Steve, here's the deal. I am no different than you. I know women listen to this show, and I'm just going to talk to the ladies for a minute. You can talk to the guys. We have massive amounts of women that listen to this show all over the world. And something extraordinary is happening with us. We are coming out. We are speaking up. We are looking for ways to be entrepreneurs. And one of the things that I had to learn the hard way, and I'm going to say it to you ladies right now out there, please don't follow in my footsteps. You don't have to. Eliyahu understands the mystical arts, astrology, dream interpretation, connecting to those who have passed. He was talking to my mom during the break. He has the ability to understand the codes of the students that, you know, listen, all of us. And if you are anything like me, you want to work with somebody that understands that business is spiritual practice. And I just want to say this, Steve, that one of the things that you and I have in common, why would we take another path when we can work with somebody that gets the value of how we want to show up in the world? Why would we do that? We wouldn't, would we?
No, and the other thing we wouldn't want to do, and he says it all the time, is if you're doing it and it's not working, then it's not for you. You know, so you can't go in challenging the system and say, I'm going to do this and see what my return is. But if you're doing everything with the right consciousness, then it has to work, okay? And if it doesn't work, he'll be the first one to tell you maybe you need to try something else. You know, and I'm a businessman, and I would not, if I didn't see a return on my investment, I wouldn't be doing it. You know, so it's a lot of work, spirituality, but I wouldn't do it if there was no return on my investment. So, it speaks for itself.
EJ, what do you think about us? What do you think? I mean, are we even close? Because, you know, I can imagine if somebody like me, and you and I are going to talk privately, I've got a big dream. But I'm telling you, big dreams require big efforts in getting myself spiritually fit. Tell us what your thoughts are after hearing Steve and I right here.
I mean, I love it very much. I mean, I want to talk about the women part that you mentioned.
Yeah.
You know, because according to the ancient book, you know, what people determine as something called the Messiah, you know, until now, only women brought the Messiah. I know it sounds crazy for a lot of religious people out there, but if we look at the Bible, Sarah, who was Abraham's wife, was kind of the Messiah of spirituality. Then Rebecca. Those of you who read the Bible stories see that only women make the difference. It was never the men. I know you want to believe it's the men because without going into politics and religion, but the way it's been told for all those years, it was a man. It was never a man. It was Sarah changed Abraham's life. Rebecca had to lie to her husband so Jacob would make it. Jacob had a wife named Rachel, also had to trick her father. It's always a woman that made it. Only in the end of time, it will be eventually a man. And I know that many people who believe in Jesus have a hard time with that. or maybe you believe in Mary more than Jesus, or maybe not. But women, if you're listening to me, wake up, but don't wake up to be like men. You know, the whole movement of becoming like men is a waste of time. You are better than men because you are a second edition. You're born Adam, then Eve. Second edition is always better. So do something about it and start understanding that without you making it happen, it's not going to happen. And if all the leaders of the world will be women, I don't think we need to use guns. We might have arguments, but we're not going to use guns. We're not going to use bombs, bomb each other. I mean, women, you have to wake up, get out of and understand.
Yeah.
It's up to you. It's up to you. We're waiting for you. We need you out there to bring mercy to the world. Now, going back to the conversation with Steve, and talking about business and talk about what we talked about before, you know, it's a beautiful universe. And God is telling you, listen, plant the seed, and I will make sure there will be a tree with fruit. But unfortunately, most of us, after we plant the seed, we start having ego that the tree grew up because the water and the way we took care of it, which is nonsense. We have no control over it. We only put the seed in the ground, and the universe takes care of everything for us. Those of you who never work as a farmer, you know, I happened, when I left my home, my mom, and I went to live in a farm in the kibbutz. So you work as a farmer, you see miracles. Whoever is a farmer always will see miracles. There is a miracle going on out there because it's very similar to spiritual life. In spiritual life, you've got to do an action. Just because you're spiritual doesn't mean that the seed will give you fruit. You got to plant the seed in the ground and hide it in the ground. Why you need to hide it? Because whatever happens under the ground is beyond the power of the five senses. You hide something, and it's giving birth to a new thing. And that's life. You hide your ego a little bit, and it gives birth to the real you. The real you is waiting to be discovered. But if all what I want to do is not to cover it, then it cannot manifest itself. And I believe Steve, you know, I know for many years, he's not just my student and my follower, or he's a leader. He's a person that I can say inspired me. As much as he believes I inspire him, he inspired me. My students inspire me. My followers are putting the wind in my soul to continue and help for people. And that's what I love about working with people. He makes many changes in his life. He's actually now in the middle of a huge change in his business life, which he achieved by being the greatest he can be. And everybody can do that. We all can be successful. We all can have a great relationship. We all can be that. But we need to do some change. We cannot just say, okay, I'm going to church on Sunday or every day or synagogue or mass and pray. And what are we doing different? What are we doing different? Sometimes I see people walking to Starbucks and I see that the salesperson there know exactly their name, their type of coffee, everything the same for the last 25 years. If they have a conversation with me, I always tell them, change, man. You know, order something else. Try a different coffee. Let's change. Let's transform. Let's discover something else. And on today, I went and I had some green, weird, not drink, something that you eat. You eat green. It's not my normal breakfast, but I did it. So, okay. And I'm sitting there waiting for my green, different things mixed together into a bowl. You know, I think it's called acai bowl or something like that. Raspberry with parsley. And next to me, a lady, beautiful lady, looking at me ordering it, and I'm about to eat it. And she looked at me like she realized I never did it before. So my spoon is in the right hand. The bowl is looking at me with the green eyes. I said, what's going on here? What's happening here? I'm about to jump in. And she starts smiling to me and said to me, how is it? I say, let me tell you, I don't know. But normally I'm the person of a bagel, omelet, and coffee. and I decided to change. And here I am. I met 3 people that morning by going to that new store. Guys, let's be spiritual in every path, every way we're going. There is spirituality, but let's act. And then I have a great conversation with the lady. She talks to me about her life, me about my life. I don't know if you're listening now, but again, it's amazing. I have somebody who called me at 2 a.m. Unfortunately, he lost his father, and I want to mention that his father's soul will rest in peace in heaven. And he's in Zimbabwe, in Africa, a wonderful man who did so many good things for me and my family, and always see blessings. Everything in his life is a blessing. Even his father passed was a blessing in a way. Even if it's sad, it was the best that it could be. What I'm trying to do here is to teach people and guide people and share with people. Please do an action of good and don't expect something in return. The action of goodness will take care of itself. If you have a cup, then we have a place where to pour the champagne to. But if you don't have the cup, we cannot give you that champagne. And the cup is made for good deeds, like Dr. Pat's mom used to say. We have to do good deeds. That's what I want to say.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, this is a great show, and there is more to come. We're going to continue. Steve, I don't know if you do this, but EJ is on at least every month now. We're planning an entire series to get the message out there, because this is not just about coming on and talking, but if you want to work with EJ, if you want to be like me and say, I need some help, I need some business consulting, how about a soul reading? I mean, this will rock your world. I want to tell you right now, you can go to Eliyahu Jian, ELIYAHUJIAN.com, or you can go to vitaltransformations.org. And pretty soon, we're going to have a direct link for all of our listeners that want to go from 0 to 120 to create, transform their lives, and transform the world. One last question for each of you. Steve, you first, then Eliyahu. Steve, personal message. We got about 3 minutes. What do you want to leave us with? And Eliyahu, then you.
41 years in business. I'm about to make, like Eliyahu said, a major change. Desire for more and more and more. That's what I learned from Eliyahu. Everybody should always want more. And be happy after, you have to be happy at the same time. But to me, that's a give me along with the process.
Mm-hmm. You bet. I love it. I'm happy. Eliyahu, what's your message?
The message is, one of the secrets of finding who you are and manifest who you are is by going inside, not going outside. And that's why meditation is one of the strongest tools that I would like to offer people. From next Monday, I'm starting to meditate with a group of people, and it's a very powerful day from astrological point of view. Everybody astrology. Next Monday, there is a huge change in the universe. And please start to meditate, learn how to meditate with me, and we will take you to the next level.
Yeah, and here's my message. I am going to personally work with Eliyahu, and I want to tell you why. We have a big dream here. You all have asked us to create a network of consciousness of positive media, and we have been doing it. Now it's time to launch our Positive Media Mojo. It's time to launch our 10 channels, and I have an entire team of people ready to go. So what do I need? I need to do exactly what EJ said today. And I'm not one to sit and think I can do it alone. I don't want to spend the rest of my life figuring it out. I want to get it done. EJ, Steve, thank you guys for being you. Thank you for joining me here today. I hope you don't mind. I just called you guys, right? Sorry.
Thanks so much.
Sorry, EJ.
And he's definitely the right pilot to take you there.
You bet. And Benny, thank you for pushing all the right buttons. Debbie, thank you for being you and getting stuff done to us. And all of you especially, you have asked us to bring people to the forefront to help you change your lives. We took your request very seriously. We searched this planet to find people to help you. Eliyahu Jian is one of them. So let's make it happen, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Wow.
Thank you.
Amazing. You were listening to Mystic Living Radio, deep spiritual wisdom, practical advice with EJ, Eliyahu Jian. EJ's dedication to motivate and empower knows no bounds. When you visit vitaltransformation.org, you'll find resources and classes to help you to focus on the power within to cultivate a truly fulfilling future and a deeper understanding of yourself with limitless success. Don't wait. Visit vitaltransformation.org today and sign up for your private session with EJ, this mystical Kabbalist, spiritual advisor, coach, and teacher.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.